الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا أما بعد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فهم क्या चले अच्छा इसकी जो बैटरी है ना उसको अगर चार्ज पे लगा देना मुझे ना वो जो निकाल दिया हमने صدق الله العظيم وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the month of Ramadan. There are certain things which we should do and certain things which we should stay away from. So they say the certain things which we should stay away from us that we should do. And certain things which we need, which we should stay away from. So the main thing is this, the Sawm, fasting of the regular people, is to abstain from the food and water. This is the Sawm of the Awam. And the Sawm of the Khawas is to abstain from the sins. Sawm of the Khawas. Khawas का रोज़ा ये है कि वो गुनाहों से बचे. This is the क्या कह रहे हैं? वो लेके आ रहा है. वो खुद लेगा. ठीक. So, that a person is staying away from the sins. He's staying away from ghibat, he's staying away from namima, bahtan, he's staying away from, having ill thoughts about the people. This is the Sawm of the Khawas. Khawas का रोज़ा क्या है? इसमें यार वो एको नहीं हो जाता. तो हाँ
लकड़ी आखिरी एंड ऑफ टाइम उसकी लकड़ी का वो बू आ रही
है. एंड ऑफ टाइम किसका?
जो बखूर जो जलता है ना उसका कुछ आखिर में उसकी अभी.
अच्छा. So the Sawm of the Khawas is to stay away from the sins. That a person, he does not commit any of the things which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited. जो अल्लाह ताला ने मना फरमाया उन चीज़ों से बचना. ये Sawmul Khawas है. This is the second category. Then the third category is the Sawm of Akhassul Khawas. Khawas के भी Khawas. Akhassul Khawas का रोज़ा क्या है? What is the fasting of the Akhassul Khawas? This is the third category, which is to stay away from the ghaflat. कि जो ghaflat से दूर है. मतलब उसकी हर सांस, उसकी हर लम्हा वो अल्लाह सुब्हानहु व ताला के साथ से जुड़ा हुआ है. His every breath and his every second of his time is linked with Allah. This is the third thing. Three things. और याद का ताल्लुक दिल से है ना कि ज़बान से. For example, somebody says, I remembered you. So does the remembrance means, is it from the heart or from the tongue? Remembrance is from the heart actually. For example, if a person, takes out tasbih and says, I remember my wife, I remember my wife, I remember my wife. And he's looking at the movie, and I remember my wife, I remember my wife. What will you say? He says to his wife that, I remembering you all the time. That is, he's looking at a woman in the movie, but he's saying from the tongue that I'm remembering you. His heart is linked with the woman who he is watching. I remember actually in our family and some of our relatives, one of the person, he's when I was a little kid, when I came to the US, I was very young actually. So I was in the house, and this was this newly married couple. Somebody got married, recently. So he was sitting on the doorstep, he and his wife, and he was saying to his wife, I love you very much. And there was a girl passing by. He was watching her intently, and he was saying to her, I love you very much. I love you very much. And he's watching. So this wife, she looked at him out of love. And then she saw that he's watching someplace very intently. So where is he watching? So she was so mad. This is our zikr actually. This is our zikr is. हमारा जिक्र ऐसे ही है.
Allah.
Understand our zikr now? This is our zikr. This is our zikr. वो भी कह रहे जी मुझे तुमसे बहुत मोहब्बत है वगैरह. वैसे क्या कर रहे हैं बेचारे वो साहब जो है, वो एक लड़की को देखते हुए अपनी बीवी से कह रहे हैं, और उसका जो पूरा वो गुजर रही थी पूरा, तो उनकी पूरी नजर यूं चली सारी. इससे क्या कह रहे, बेगम बराबर बैठी थी, कह रहे थे, बहुत प्यार है बस. मैं पीछे खड़ा हुआ था, I was the back. So when she saw him, where is he watching? So out of happiness, she looked at him and found that he's not looking at her, he's looking somewhere else. So she wanted to see where he's looking. He saw a beautiful girl walking, and his eyes were on her fixed like this. Oh, she yelled and screamed and shouted and said, आप कहते हैं कि आप मुझसे मोहब्बत करते हो, ताड़ूस को रहे हैं. Oh, she was very angry. आज हमारा जिक्र भी ऐसे ही है. सुबह सुबह यूट्यूब देखते हुए जिक्र, बातें करते हुए जिक्र, और क्लिप देखते हुए जिक्र, और ये हमारा जिक्र है. अल्लाह माफ फरमाए. This is how our zikr is today. That a person is, talking and is doing zikr. He is looking at the clip and is doing zikr, and is watching the, YouTube and is doing zikr, things like that. ज़बान पे खुदा का नाम है और दिल में किसी और की याद है. That a person is is uh, saying the name of Allah. But look at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He is not catching us. Allah ki rahmat hai ki hame pakad nahi rahe. He's not, you know. So, my dear respected brothers, our zikr has to be in which our heart is attached with Allah. वो है जिक्र याद तो दिल में होती है the remembrance is in the heart and the reason why we say from the tongue is so that this can turn into the remembrance of the heart कि हमारा दिल की याद हो जाए हमारा ध्यान खुदा की तरफ और दिल भी खुदा की तरफ हो जाए so तीन किस्म का रोजा है 3 types of fasting of awam is to stay away from the food and water. Fasting of the khawas is to stay away from the sins. They are staying away from the sins. And the fasting of the akhasul khawas is staying away from negligence of Allah. एक लम्हे भी खुदा से गाफिल नहीं होते उन्होंने रोजा रखा है गफलत से and that's the reason Quran says وَلَا تَكُمْ مِنَ الْغَافِلِينَ that do not be from the people who are in ghafla. Ghafilin is a group of people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you don't become part of them. And ghaflat and negligence, what does it mean? ghaflat का मतलब क्या है? अगर एक सेकंड भी ghaflat हो जाए तो आप उस कैटेगरी में चले जाते हैं ghaflat एक लम्हे की हो तो आदमी उस ग्रुप में चले गया if he is negligent of Allah for one moment, he is from that category of the ghaflin. Allah is not saying in the ayah, وَلَا تَكُمْ مِنَ الْغَافِلِينَ who are remembering, who are in ghaflat, who are in little ghaflat, not more ghaflat. Little ghaflat, it's okay. Is this what the ayah says? तुम थोड़ी गाफिलों के साथ रह सकते हो ज़्यादा गाफिलों के साथ मत रहो ऐसी आयत आई है This is what the Quran is saying that you can be with the people who are ghafil. You know ghafil? Ghafil. Negligent. Negligent कहेंगे जी नहीं ignorant तो तो जाहिल है ये ghafil है
भुलावा कहते हैं जिसको गफलत यानी कि
भुला हुआ
senseless.
I think the translation they say negligent.
Maulana proper words
Proper word is negligent actually. Negligent is the. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying He's not saying that you should be from the people who are less negligent. Don't be from the people who are more negligent. He's not categorizing it. He's saying وَلَا تَكُمْ مِنَ الْغَافِرِينَ you do not be from the people who are who are in negligence, you don't become from them. And negligence is even for a moment, if a person is negligent, that's why Sultan Bahur Rahmatullah says, Jo dam ghafil, wo dam kafir. He says, if you're negligent for one moment, you become kafir. For one moment. अब ये practically कैसे possible है? How a person can become possible practically? How we can come? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not telling us something which is impossible. How is it that a person can be in his 24 hours, he is constantly attached with Allah? How is it possible that there's no negligence for even 1 second? How is it possible? ये कैसे हो सकता है कि इंसान एक लम्हे के लिए भी खुदा से गाफिल न रहे? He is constantly. So for that, the Mashaykh, what they say that you have to do the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the extent that a person, when he remembers Allah from the tongue, and the remembrance of Allah keeps on going till it turns into zikr qalbi. Then the zikr qalbi is of two levels. The first level is, first of all, zikr qalbi is difficult to get started. जिक्र कल्बी भी करना बहुत मुश्किल है. अगर क्या कहते हैं कुछ गड़बड़ हो तो जिक्र कल्बी चलना नहीं चलेगा. फिर जिक्र कल्बी चलने के बाद वो जिक्र कल्बी ब्रेक लग जाता है. Sometimes the zikr qalb, the remembrance zikr of the heart stops. To do the zikr of Allah, the heart has to be clean and pure. बाज़ वक़्त खुद ब खुद चलने लगता है. चलता है या खुद ब खुद ऑटोमेटिक. और बाज़ वक़्त जाम गियर डालने चल नहीं रही. That you put the gear and still your zikr is not moving in the heart. वो अंदर की गड़बड़, और जिसके अंदर का मामला खराब है उसका जिक्र कभी चलता नहीं. And inside it, if it is messed up, so the zikr of the heart cannot function, it doesn't work, it gets stuck. So first is the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the extent that it will transform from the tongue to the heart. That's what happens. Then what happens, and the heart will continue if the heart is clean. So first is that a person with consciousness, he has to do zikr qalbi, which means with the consciousness he has to do zikr of the heart. तो zikr qalbi चलेगा, उसकी जब वो तवज्जो करेगा तो चलेगा, वरना रुक जाएगा. फिर आगे चल के अल्लाह ताला ऐसा कर देते हैं, then he keeps on going, point comes, it becomes involuntary. खुद ब खुद चलने लगता है आपको. The heart is automatic, constant in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes it increases to that extent that you cannot hear the outside. Inside it is so loud that outside noises you cannot hear. और इतना बढ़ जाता है कि बाहर की आवाज सुनना मुश्किल होती है. इसलिए बाज़ लोग कान पे लगाते हैं, अल्लाह वाले आने लगाते हैं कि अंदर इतनी जोर से चल रहा है कि बाहर की आवाज आती नहीं अंदर, तो आने लगा के बात करते हैं. Then inside it becomes so loud, zikr of Allah is so loud inside that the outside you cannot hear it. बाहर की आवाज सुनना मुश्किल होता है, अंदर की आवाज इतनी जोर की होती है. That inside the voice is so loud, like over here in the salat when the voice was loud, could you hear this outside? नहीं आ रही. अंदर की आवाज ज़्यादा थी. This was more, the noise, the Quran was louder than the outside, so you could not hear outside. So this is what happens inside also. अंदर की आवाज इतनी जोर की Allah, Allah, अंदर inside it will be so loud that you will be unable to hear outside. That's why you will see, like I used to see some sheikh, they used to put the क्या कहते हैं उसको, hearing aid, they put inside because they cannot hear when you talk, because it's not that they are deaf, ये बहरे हो गए. वो समझते कि अंदर इतनी जोर से चल रहा है कि बाहर की आवाज सुनाई नहीं दे रही. It is so loud that outside and sometimes they have to slow it down so they can hear it outside. Then the zikr ruhi starts. So a person is always in the remembrance of Allah. He's always in connection with Allah. So the person who is in connection with Allah, can he commit any sin? अब कैसे गुनाह होगा, कैसे ग़ीबत होगी, कैसे ज़िना होगा, कैसे कोई भी. Can he commit any sin? No, because he is constantly Mm. If he's doing zikr, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allah, 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 and then he says he wants to steal. Is it possible? He wants to, you know, he wants to say something. Is it possible? Because it's going so loud. Yeah. So Isi the third fasting is the fasting of the people who are, the third thing is who are not negligent of Allah. Constantly they are in the remembrance of Allah, the opposite of ghafla, opposite of negligence, which means that they're remembering Allah constantly. Allah की याद में है, ghaflat में नहीं है. Yeah. This is the fasting of the akhassul khawas. अब तीसरी बात यह है कि क्या करना चाहिए रमज़ान के अंदर, what do we need to do, because Ramadan has a lot of link with the Quran. So first, before you do your azkar, start with the Quran. तो जो गैर हाफिज है वो एक पारा और जो हाफिज है वो 3 पारे पढ़े कम अज कम. Start with the Quran.
Read the Quran.
Yes, before doing your zikr in the month of Ramadan, because Ramadan has a link with Quran, because the Quran came in Ramadan, the 27th night. तो इसी वजह से, for that reason, we need to read the Quran first. So Quran takes precedence over the rest of the azkar. आप लोग azkar वगैरह करते हैं, सुबह शाम की दुआएं हैं और दिन की जो azkar है और जो आपकी azkar है, उससे पहले रमज़ान में आप पहले कुरान शरीफ पढ़ेंगे. Read the Quran. Minimum is 1 juz.
Every day.
Yes, not every year, once every day. Every day, रोजाना 1 juz. Every day, read 1 juz. Take out time. If somebody is slow, if somebody cannot read, at least. And the second thing is, read at least 2 ruku' with translation. कम से कम 2 रुकू जो है तर्जुमे के साथ कुरान पढ़े. At least 2 ruku'. You know ruku'?
Ruku.
2 ruku'.
What is that?
Actually, नहीं chapter नहीं. These are marks in the Quran. It's called ruku'. It's called ayn. You've seen ayn? In the Quran, there's a
Yeah, I understand.
on the side. देखो Quran शरीफ दिखा देंगे इनको. अरबी कुरान शरीफ में नहीं रहता है. Like this, you see this? Ayn and ayn. Every page. Like this. Why they put this ayn is because from here, this mazmoon क्या कहेंगे? This subject has started and up to here. So like subject wise, they have distributed the Quran also. Like subject wise. So like this is one subject. Then from your second subject starts up to here. And from it, this is the third subject. Mazmoon को क्या कहेंगे? Subject ही कहेंगे ना? You understand?
Yeah.
Like this. But I think in the Arabic Quran, it's not there. I don't think so. In the Arabic Quran, I don't think they have these things.
Yeah, because for me, I read those Quran.
Which you read this type or you read the other
I read
Arabic?
the other one, not this one.
You read the
This one.
Arabic style.
Yeah. This one.
Okay, show me. So this is the, this is Arabic. But you read, this is the translation.
Yes.
Okay.
I read this, then I read the translation.
And the French.
Yes.
This is French?
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, 2 pages.
Okay.
with translation. Minimum at least 2 रुकू तर्जुमे के साथ कुरान शरीफ के पढ़े अपने मामूलात के करने से पहले, ठीक है। और जो हाफिज हैं कम से कम 3 पारे पढ़े, और जो गैर हाफिज हैं कम से कम 1 जुज कुरान का पढ़े अपने आमाल के करने से पहले, ठीक है। और a person should read 1 juz and then also read 2 ruku' with translation. यहाँ तफसीर भी है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रखी हुई है।
तरतीब क्या होगी? जैसे एक पारा पढ़ लिया,
हाँ
फिर जो पहला पारा जो 2
हाँ ऐसे ही,
फिर दूसरा पारा दूसरे दिन, फिर उसके पहले,
उसके बाद के 2 रुकू।
फिर उसके बाद की तर्जुमे, ये तरतीब।
ये है कि सिर्फ हर पारे के शुरू के 2 रुकू नहीं, ऐसा
नहीं
नहीं,
नहीं वही ना, तर्जुमा भी तरतीब से चलेगा
शुरू से उसको भी। So start from the translation, you should, like at least 2 pages, and then like first day you read the first 2, the second day 3, 4, then the third day 5, 6, like this. और ऐसे जो लोग रुकू इसलिए कहते हैं, why we say रुकू in Urdu is because this is a complete subject. That's why it's preferred to do in ruku for the Urdu speaking people, those who read the the Urdu type of Quran. जो लोग रुकू जानते हैं उनके लिए रुकू इस वास्ते कि मजमून चल रहा होगा, एक मजमून सब्जेक्ट मीन्स टॉपिक, रुकू मीन्स एवरी रुकू हैज a new topic. That's why we prefer, I request the brothers that they should do the read the translation topic wise, so they can understand the. So what if there's in that of Quran, if it's not there, it doesn't matter, at least 2 pages still. तो 2 पारे, 2 पारे में 1 पारा पढ़े अपना, ये कम से कम है, ठीक है। अपने साथ में 2 रुकू भी पढ़े, उसके साथ उसके तर्जुमे के साथ कि अल्लाह ताला मुझसे क्या कह रहे हैं। और जब पढ़े हर आयत जब पढ़े, when we read every ayah we should stop, इतना चलो मैं ख़त्म कर दूँ कुरान शरीफ को तर्जुमे के अंदर। और when you're reading the Quran, don't read in such a manner in which I just want to finish, but read in such a manner that in which the Quran is affecting me. Actually, when a person reads, when the nur of Allah comes, then for him to read the Quran becomes difficult. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala, it took him 8 years just to do Surah Baqarah. Maulana Rom rahmatullah said, साहबी कह रहा 13 साल लगे कुरान शरीफ पढ़ने में तो। That's why the reading of the Quran that you have to, it's very difficult to continue reading. Then how to read is this, that what they do is this, they sometimes they shut down this nur which is coming inside to read the Quran. कल्ब को रोकना पड़ता है ताकि वो कुरान पढ़ सके, वरना पढ़ नहीं सकता आदमी। उसको तवज्जो वहां से हटानी पड़ती थी, वरना नहीं पढ़ सकते आप अगर उसको तवज्जो वहां रखा। If your focus is on the Quran, you cannot read, you cannot actually go forward, you get stuck because of the power of nur which hits a person on every ayah. इतना हैवी होता है कि इंसान आगे चलना मुश्किल होता है। So then how these people, then the question comes that how did the Sahaba, they read the Quran, ऊपर कैसे पढ़ते थे कुरान शरीफ को? तो वो क्या करते थे, वो नूर वो तवज्जो हटा देते थे वहां से, तो आप पढ़ सकते हैं। अगर आपने अगर तवज्जो खोल दी तो इतना हैवी होगा कि 13 साल तो लग रहे सिर्फ कुरान की पढ़ने में। Sometimes if it is very powerful, then you cannot continue. You get stuck. You cannot go forward.
मुझे एक साहब बता रहे थे क्या थे कि सबके आंखों की बिलाई तो कमजोर थी, तो चश्मा उतार के कुरान पढ़ने लगे, बिलाई सही हुई।
शिफा है, कुरान में शिफा है, ऐसे कोई शक नहीं। तो बात चल रही है इसकी, जो कुरान से जो नूर मिलता है वो उसको अपने दिल को बंद करना पड़ेगा ताकि कुरान पढ़ सके वो। That's why he can then he can read the Quran. ये दुरूद शरीफ वगैरह के अंदर भी, सब जिक्र के अंदर भी ऐसी है। मतलब जिक्र में बाद पर आगे चल के ऐसा हो जाता है कि आप जिक्र कर ही नहीं सकते, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा करते आप इतने मदहोश रहेंगे, मैं आपको होश ही नहीं होगा, तो जिक्र कहाँ से होगा? तादाद तो आपकी बार खत्म हो जाती है। There a person, his zikr, the same thing happens with the zikr, that he gets so much intoxicated in the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he cannot do zikr. He gets so much engrossed that for him to do zikr, so that's the reason. Now sometimes a person says, oh, I want to have the same nur all the time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he does is that sometimes he puts a break also. Because if you are always in that state, you will become majzub. Majzub हो जाएगा आदमी। अगर आप, if you are always in that state, प्रेशर आ रहा है ना मुझे, अगर आपको कांस्टेंट रहेगा वो, बेखुद तो हो जाता है आदमी, बिल्कुल, you know, he loses his consciousness. The name of Allah increases, the person loses his consciousness. वो मदहोश हो जाता है। और ये सब चीज़ सहाबा के साथ वाक़यात है ना, इसमें आते हैं कुरान में। सहाबा के वाक़यात बहुत सारे हैं, ताबईन के, तबे ताबईन के, लेकिन सहाबा चूँकि बहुत कवी थे, वो उसको पी जाते थे। Because the Sahaba were very powerful, they would, they would absorb those things. Sometimes, for example, if there is a current, and as a weak person, he touches the ground, he gets thrown away. But if it's a person who is very powerful, so the current is there, so he gets jolted, but he can still handle it. But a weak guy comes and touches his, he fly over there. ऐसे ये नूर का करंट है. Same thing with the nur. So Sahaba, they were very powerful. So they could handle this. Even that nur of Allah comes.
They can handle the nur.
Huh?
The nur.
Yeah, they can handle the nur. But because we are not of that level, we are weak actually. That's why a little bit of nur comes, उछल जाते हैं, हो जाता हमारे, क्या हो गया भाई? The little nur hits us, we get what we call we become in a shock actually.
This zikr you give me, like 2005. Can I go? You can go over that if you
Yes.
want to. There's no limitation. Sometimes I feel more comfortable when I put the time and say, oh, Allah for 30 minutes or 1 hour. Allah. But
Yes.
so I say 2005, maybe I shouldn't. But I'm more comfortable and more in the zikr when I'm not counting this.
Okay. Yes.
I can do it like that?
Yes. I'll tell you, sit with you also, inshallah. We'll discuss it more, inshallah. We'll discuss more individually, inshallah.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Subhanallah.
Yeah. तो ये चीज़ें आपकी फिजियोलॉजिकल चेंजेस आती हैं पूरे अंदर इंसान की, चेंज इनसाइड, आपके जिस्म, खून में, गोश्त में, हदीस में नहीं है, दुआ नहीं मांगते अल्लाह के नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, अल्लाहुम्मा जअल फी क़ल्बी नूरा, फी समई नूरा, फी बसरी, फी लहमी, फी दमी. Dua of Rasulullah. Allah put nur in my heart, in my blood, in my flesh.
My ears.
Yes, that's how you can test. The person with the nur test his blood and the person without the nur test his blood. करके देख लो फर्क होगा हमारी बातें थोड़ी हैं Hazrat Muhyiddin Chishti Rahmatullah alayh and this Hindu, I think, क्या नाम है उसका कृष्ण प्रसाद नहीं है क्या नाम था उसका
Jaipal.
Jaipal. He is the guy. He said that I also have. Muhyiddin Chishti Rahmatullah alayh said okay. He said the thing which you are doing with the powers which you have, those are sifli. Then he said that let's test. He said I'll cut from here and let the blood come out. And you also cut and your blood also comes out. Then he said that now bury my blood and bury his blood in the ground. So they buried both the bloods. After some time he said, now open up and let's see what happens to the blood. So they opened the blood. When they looked at the blood of Hazrat Muhyiddin Chishti Rahmatullah alayh, a smell of musk was coming out of it. ऐसे खुशबू महक रही थी. And they opened the blood of this Jaipal. There were all insects in there, and there was such a stink, you couldn't handle it. इतनी तब्दीली एक्चुअल आ जाती है ये सब हवाई बातें नहीं है इसे हम असल में हमसे बेवकूफ़ी क्या होती है वो कहते हैं साहबी ने नबी साहब का खून पी लिया ओ भाई वो नबी साहब का खून है तो अपने खून की तरह समझ रहे हो in that sahabi when Rasulullah says go and bury this blood so he comes back I'll take care of it so Rasulullah said what happened what do you do you drink it right he said yes but that's Nabi Sallallahu blood that's this is the blood which is all full of nur in there the surat is there but it's all nur actually in that blood of Rasulullah Sallallahu आपकी तो हर चीज में नूर था हम समझते हैं हमारा खून भी यानी हमारा खून और उसका खून एक जैसा ही है देखने में एक जैसा है हकीकत में एक जैसा नहीं है if you look it looks same but, but in reality it is different like for example like for example याकूत को क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश में रूबी it is a stone yakut emerald emerald is a stone emerald is stone and the stone which is outside on the mountain is also a stone ग्लास लेके आना उनको नहीं मालूम हसन को मालूम है आप बैठ जाइए सर हसन को मालूम है अब अब्बा का जो ग्लास है वो ला देना so emerald is a stone and the other is also a stone so you will call this also stone and this also stone emerald is $1 million so if you go outside and pick one stone it says this is a stone and this is also stone so you take this so jeweler will slap you पागल समझे पत्थर और याकूत को तो बराबर समझा and Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah says and النبي بشر ليس كالبشر مثل الياقوت مثل الحجر مثل الياقوت حجر ليس كالحجر. النبي بشر النبी भी इंसान है लेकिन हम ليس كالبشر हमारी तरह इंसान नहीं है. जैसा याकूत पत्थर है वो और पत्थरों की तरह पत्थर नहीं है. Abu Hanifa rahmatullah says Rasulullah is a human but not human like us. Like the emerald is a stone, not like the regular stone. Are they have the same value? The stone which is on the street, you take that stone and you put the emerald, and for the emerald they're saying it's $1 million. And you take this and say, oh, it's the same stone, you give me 1 million. You're crazy. इसीलिए उन्होंने नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का खून पिया था. खून किया था तो नूरी नूर था अंदर. उसने दुआ मांगी ना, अल्लाहुम्मा जअल फी दमी नूरा. Allah, make noor in my blood. So imagine the noor in the blood of Rasulullah. कितना नूर होगा. और सहाबा इसको समझते थे इसलिए पी गए. Sahaba were understanding this, that's why they drank it. तो चलो खैर, I won't take much of your time. Anyway, the food is coming in right now, so we can inshallah. As soon as this is over, the food will be available inshallah. तो ये है कुरान की तिलावत को मुकद्दम रखें. बाज़ मरतबा इतना नूर का प्रेशर बढ़ जाता है कि पढ़ा नहीं जा सकता इंसान. Sometimes the pressure of the noor will be so powerful, you'll be unable to read. But when it becomes, it becomes strong, spiritually also, then you can control yourself and you can read. Yeah. So इसी वास्ते in the Ramadan we will put this preference for reading the Quran. And read two of the at least ruku with the translation. And the reading also has to be such that a person contemplate what he's reading. Meditate on the Quran. Quran भी जब पढ़े तो खत्म करने में खत्म कर लो बस. Finish.
No effect.
और करे. Even when you're reading it yourself, think on the words. आपको इतना बड़ा नूर मिलेगा. सारी कहानी तवज्जो की है. तवज्जो के साथ read the Quran with concentration, devotion, तवज्जो के साथ. आप उसका असर देखेंगे आपके दिल पे. Similarly, when you're in the salat also, what do you call, contemplate or meditate or focus on the words of Quran, and you will see the noor coming inside you. आप जब अल्फाज पर तवज्जो करेंगे फिर नूर आपको मिलना शुरू होगा. तरावी के अंदर भी अल्फाज पे गौर करें. So what will happen after some time? उस नूर आप अपने अंदर महसूस करेंगे. पहले इधर महसूस करेंगे, इधर होगा, ये लताइफ के अंदर नूर महसूस होगा, इसके अंदर बढ़ते इधर पूरी. Then this noor will increase. First you'll see noor here and here. Depend which lataif gets activated. Slowly it will come. Then here the whole you'll feel it from the top to bottom. नीचे से लेके ऊपर तक. पूरा. See, you're in that state. مستقل. Then now you're in a state. How can you be in the state of negligence now? مستقل. अल्लाह ही अल्लाह चल रहा है, अब जो भी काम करे साथ में चल रहा है ये। इस कैफियत के साथ आप जब दीन का काम करेंगे तो फिर नूर फैलेगा। With this, when you will do the effort of deen, you will spread the nur of Allah. That's what it is. Now, this state is not that this is what the Quran is saying to Sahaba. أو من كان ميتا فأحييناه وجعلنا له نورا يمشي به في الناس. I mean, this nur you move around. Allah ما يسأل وطاف الله. We'll do some zikr. They're tired. Everybody is tired. One. चलो यार थोड़ा सा लगा दो। चलो भाई read 10 times قل هو الله أحد. قل هو الله أحد الله يا الله इसका सवाब हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को तमाम अंबिया अलैहि वसल्लम को तमाम सहाबा रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हुम को सैयदना हमजा को सैयदना अली को सैयदना फातिमा सैयदना हसन रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु सैयदना क़ादिर रहमतुल्लाह अलैहि मुईन चिश्ती वइयास वज़ुर शसमान या अल्लाह सबको इसका सवाब अता फरमा। استغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا قيوم وأتوب إليه لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله 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 لا إله إلا 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 الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو 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 صلى الله على حبيبي سيدنا محمد آله وسلم صلى الله على حبيبي سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم صلى الله على حبيبي سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم صلى الله على حبيبي سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم صلى الله على حبيبه 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 سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم اجزي عنا وعن والدينا ولا ما جازيت به نبيا عن أمتي ورسولا عن قومي. اللهم احشرنا تحت لوائه وأوردنا حوضه واسقنا من يده الشريفة شربة هنية لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. ما بيننا وبينه كما آمنا به ولم نره ولا تفرق بيننا وبينه حتى تدخلنا مدخلا. اللهم رب هب لي من الصالحين. اللهم ارزقنا شفاء كاملا عاجلا يا رب العالمين. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. اللهم اشف الوالد والوالد والأهل واشفنا جميعا يا رب العالمين. ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا أتمم لنا نورنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Confirma fugindo com a boca, já sabe o que é que é, hein? Já sabe o que é que é.